Hello, everyone. Stephanie Lucrezio coming to you live today with a special guest regarding how you can be part of the solution in the new normal that we are facing in schools in New Jersey and all over the country. So I want to paint a picture for all of you as you're hopping on of what our school system will look like in the coming weeks as we open. Many of us have heard all of the protocols and arrangements that they've made to keep our children safe. But really the question still remains, are our children safer in this new normal, or were they safer before this new normal? Some of the things that we're facing right now are masking our children, which the jury is out on whether or not masks are safe, effective, if they're safe specifically for children to be wearing all day. We're talking about tracing. We're talking about socially distancing in classrooms, indoctrinating our kids to believe that physical contact and touch are things that are not okay, not appropriate, and are actually dangerous. And then there's some things happening around the country, like in Massachusetts, you have a flu vaccine mandate on public school children. We have schools that are going completely virtual, taking away the social aspects of school, taking away the interaction. You conversations about testing inside of school. So it's a very scary time as a parent. And I know for myself, one of the things that I really feel good about is knowing that I'm part of the solution, being in action as opposed to being home, thinking about all the things that are happening, but not knowing exactly what to do. So I recently partnered with the Urban Global Health Alliance, and this organization is an organization that is all about finding solutions and being able to avoid this new normal, to just be able to have our kids grow up in the same America that we grew up in, an America where you can go outside and play in the street and not have to worry about touching or breathing in the same air as somebody else, an America where you were free to speak your mind, free to think the things that you wanted to think without someone telling you that it was wrong or bad, having censorship, all of the things that we're seeing now. So to that end, the people at Urban Global Health Alliance decided that it was time to take action, to do something to preserve and protect the freedom and bodily autonomy of our children, the future generations, and the legacy that we leave behind. So we decided that the best thing to do, instead of fighting against all the policies that we don't want to have happen, is to create this Urban Global Health Alliance. And what we do at Urban Global Health Alliance is we educate, we advocate, and we create public policies that matter and align with the things that are of importance to us. And our first big undertaking is a lawsuit that's dropping in New Jersey. So today I'm going to be having a conversation with Jim Mermigis, who is part of the Mermigis Law Group. We've had Kevin Barry on in the past, but I'm really excited to have Jim here. So I'm going to add him to the stream. Hey, Jim.
Hi, Steph. How are you?
Good. So good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me on this Friday afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to talk a little bit about, for the people that may not know what's happening in New Jersey, can you sum up exactly what it is that we're doing in New Jersey?
Well, listen, children are the most important thing for us. I mean, we file all these other lawsuits to get businesses open, to get gyms open, to get, restaurants open, but the children are our future. And what's going on with children is just unacceptable. It's unacceptable across the country. Every day I'm looking at the way some of these schools are across the country, where kids are in boxes, or there's one kid to a picnic table, or teachers in hazmat suits are spraying down children. This is so unacceptable, and it's just we got to put a stop to it. And the Urban Alliance is doing a big part on that, and we're going to file a big lawsuit, and we're gonna let them prove to us the science behind all this ridiculousness. We're going to ask them, what's the science? Why do you need to do this to children? Why do children need to wear masks? I mean, in California, we have great affidavits from some of the most renowned doctors across the country that say that children are not spreaders of COVID, and there's no risk at all for children to get COVID, or even to spread it to their parents, to their teachers. This is all ridiculous. It's all lies. It's all bullshit. And we're going to fight this for our children. And, if we don't fight it, who's going to fight it? They're going to turn our kids into zombies, and that's what they want to do. And that's
exactly. Exactly. And my thing is, if not now, then when? If not you, then who? Like, at what point have you had enough with all this stuff of the new normal? Especially as parents, sometimes we can turn our heads and look a different way when it comes to ourselves. But when it comes to our children,
listen, my life is my two girls, and you know, if we don't protect them now, my daughters are 9 and 6, and if we don't protect them now, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna turn into zombies. I don't even want my kids looking at what's going on Facebook when I see these schools, when I see teachers in hazmat suits, teachers in masks. This is all ridiculousness. And what, to win an election? I mean, is it that important? You want to destroy the future of our country, our children, to win an election? It's totally absurd. I've had enough with it. I'm disgusted by it. And I intend, to fight this in New York and in New Jersey and New York, and any other state that wants to fight it, because it's unacceptable. Kids are innocent. Kids are everything. And if we don't protect our kids, who's going to protect our kids?
Exactly. So one of the things I want to touch on briefly
Yeah.
is I've heard some people inside of our medical freedom movement. I have to get rid of this mic. I've heard some people inside of the medical freedom movement basically, now is the time to just sit tight and see what happens. What would you like to say to people that are like, let's just sit tight and see where this goes? Let's not votes or draw attention to what it is that we're doing.
Listen, that's what
Talk a little bit better. Thank you.
what happened in Nazi Germany. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens." And look what happened in Nazi Germany. And we can't. We have to be active. We have to be proactive. This is our country. We need to take our country back, and it starts with our children.
100%. So, who is this lawsuit for? Let's talk about who are the plaintiffs that we're looking for on this lawsuit, because we're still signing plaintiffs on.
Listen, anybody who disagrees with this ridiculousness around us, it's ridiculous. You look at these protocols for children. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I have affidavits here from renowned doctors across the country. Every single doctor says that children are not, there's absolutely no danger for any children in schools or in a school environment. They don't get COVID. They don't spread COVID. It is total ridiculous. It is propaganda, and enough's enough. All of this obviously is being, before us in order to vaccinate, all our children for every vaccine possible. But right now, look around us. I mean, these schools look like internment camps. They don't look like schools. They don't look like places that children want to go to. I mean, I look at children in boxes, children with plastic barricades, children in cafeterias eating by themselves, no recess. Everybody, masks everywhere, masks all day. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's prison. They want to send our kids into prison. This is absolutely unacceptable, and we intend to fight it to the end.
Well, I'm so happy that we're doing this, because honestly, for a lot of people, the feedback that I'm getting is that this is happening gives people hope. So just know that by being in this work, you are giving so many parents hope that their children can grow up in a normal life, not this nightmare that we're currently living in.
Yeah, I mean, God. I mean, I remember growing up, and it was nothing like what our kids are going through these days. And, it was a lot more innocent growing up when I grew up in the 70s and 80s. And, I just feel for our kids' future. I tell my wife every day, I worry about their future. I worry about what the world's gonna be like in 20 years. But you know what? We could put a stop to this. We could put a stop to this now. And this is what this lawsuit's about: putting a stop to all this stuff for our children and for the future of America.
Agreed, 100%. And as far as high level overview, I don't want to give away all the intricate details of what we're doing. But as far as what can people expect when they come on as a plaintiff, what will be required of them?
Well, listen, anybody who opposes any of these restrictions is welcome to join the suit. I mean, I'm sure some people have a problem with masks. Some people have a problem with socialization of the children in school, that they should be able to go to recess, or they should be able to, have lunch with other kids. So whatever your reason is with all these new.
Uh-oh. Jim?
Sorry.
You there?
Hello?
Yeah, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. My phone rang. Sorry. All right. Anybody who has a problem with anything that they see with the school district protocol could be a plaintiff in this lawsuit. And, they could be like It could be like me that has a problem with everything, or they could be a person that has a problem with one thing. Whether it's one thing or everything, we encourage everybody to be part of this lawsuit. And, and we want to strengthen his numbers, and we want to have as many people as possible. We want to have as many people to say, you know what, this is unacceptable for our children. And we need to do better. We need to do better. Kids are not going to get COVID, and kids are not going to spread COVID. We need to do better for our children.
I agree 100%, and that is what motivates me every day to get up and do the work that I do. For the people that may be afraid to put themselves out there, may be afraid to have the conversations, what would you say to them at this moment?
Listen, there should be no fear when it comes to your children. Okay, it's one thing. You don't want to sue Governor Murphy because you're afraid your liquor license is going to be taken away, or you're going to lose your license to do your business. There should be no fear when it comes to your children, because you know what? If you think it's bad now, wait another 2-3 years if we don't do anything to see how bad it's going to be, because it's going to get worse. And unless we stop them now, it's going to get significantly worse.
The truth is that we all know what the end goal is here.
Yeah, we know it very well in New York too, what the end goal is. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
We experienced it last summer. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think right now is the time to stand up and to be sure that you're involved in being part of the solution, just waiting for someone else. So if you're watching this right now and you're wondering how do you get involved with the lawsuit, I'm going to post the link, and I know that Susan's actually posting it in the comments. You're going to go to urbanlocal.com/back-to-school, and you're going to enter your name as a plaintiff. Once you're entered as a plaintiff, you're going to be invited to a Zoom call, and you're also going to receive a link to make an investment. We're asking every single family in this lawsuit to help cover a tremendous amount of costs that are incurred with doing what we're doing, the undertaking that's happening right now. So each family that is coming on board, we're asking for an investment of $100 for an entire family for all of your children. And the way that I look at this, I know that times are tough with finances for a lot of people, but I know I have a target and I spend $100 on craft that I'm never going to use again. So it's $100. Think of it as an investment in your child's education and being able to stay put where you are as a person who moved from New York to New Jersey already, for my son to be able to go to school the way that I want him to. I know firsthand how expensive moving, buying and selling homes are, and I certainly do not want to have to do that again. So if you're in my shoes and you want to be able to send your kids to school the way that we did in 2019, no new normal, no masks, no social distancing, no fear, just kids being kids, free to breathe fresh air, free to play with their friends without fear or hesitation, and free to learn things that we learned about the great country that we live in, then we need you to be part of what we're doing. So I want you to go to the website, sign up. If you're not into being active and you want to support us, please donate to our cause. We have a link right here where you can donate and help to support some of the expenses that we're incurring taking on this lawsuit. We're asking you to share, to support, and to be part of the solution. And we're so happy that we have Jim on our side, working hard. Our team is at work day and night, making sure that people are experts here.
With some New Jersey attorneys on this as well, that are going to be assisting us. Daryl Kipnis is going to be working with us on this as well.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. I know Daryl. Daryl's good people. So we have Daryl Kipnis, we have Jim Mermigis, and we have Kevin Murray. That is the dream team right there. So if you have any questions, know that you can reach out to myself. You can send me a message. You can go on the Urban Health Alliance page and contact us there. We are here to assist you. We're here to support you. And we are fighting for all of our children in New Jersey and across the country. I mean, there's other lawsuits going on in different states right now, correct?
I'm sorry?
I said there's other lawsuits happening in other states as well, right?
California filed a very similar lawsuit. And I'm going to be filing similar lawsuits in New York as well.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I thank you so much for being on, for being here, for all the hard work that you're doing. We so appreciate you.
Thanks, Steph. Thanks.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And I'll see you soon. So anybody that has questions, please reach out, send me a message on Facebook, reach out to me on Urban Global Health Alliance. Susan actually posted, here we go. So here's the email if you have questions about anything that you've heard. And I apologize, I know my sound is giving us some challenges right now, but hopefully you can hear everything loud and clear. And if there's any questions about anything you just heard, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you so much for joining. And we're looking forward to being the change we wish to see in the world, to rising up against the tyranny, rising up against the new normal, and to provide the same childhood experience that we had. If you want to get involved in New York, Jim, do you have any, if someone wants to get involved in New York, how would they go about doing that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll be posting about that on my Facebook page in the coming days about the lawsuits that are going to be coming up there as well. So we're going to file this first Monday, and then next week we'll file the New York lawsuits as well.
So if you don't follow Jim currently on Facebook, please go on his Facebook page and follow him to keep up with everything that's going on. And I will be sure to share as well anything that's happening, so my followers will know what's happening also.
Thank you, Steph.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. If there's no other questions, we will end the live now. We'll be back with more information. Stay tuned if you sign up for more details via email, and we'll be in touch soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Steph. Take care.
Take care.